Everybody, it's Steph from the Hot Moon Podcast. I got to give Paul George, I almost want to give him a standing ovation, right? Because he officially opted out his contract. He made the smart decision to do that. I was hoping he would do that now. I'm not going to give him a full standing ovation yet because he still can re-sign with the Clippers. If he does re-sign with the Clippers, it has nothing to do with winning a championship along Kawhi Leonard, right? I've mentioned this before. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but the whole disaster has really been on the feet of Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers organization trying to do everything to appease him, and it has gotten them nothing. Not a single finals appearance, yet alone, obviously, a championship out of it, right? This 5-year marriage. So there's going to be a lot of suitors for Paul George. Now, according to this CBS Sports article, they got the Sixers and Magic. Of course, they got the Clippers in there, but Sixers and Magic as possible landing spots for Paul George. Now, look, like I said, it would be smart for Paul George to go, but if he's if he's gonna want to stay with the Clippers, it's because he wants to be close to home and his family. I'm not gonna knock a player for doing that. Therefore, just go ahead and eliminate championships or try to win a title, off the table. Okay, but if he wants to go out east, starting with the Magic, look, I know it's the Magic, but they're onto something. Okay, they're building something. Okay, if you look at their roster, it's not bad with Banchero and Jalen Suggs and Moritz Wagner. Not bad. If you add Paul George in that mix, that is, I believe that is an instant Eastern Conference contender. Okay, he could be a key missing piece. I know that is not a popular opinion, but the Orlando Magic, they're building something. That team is not as bad as people think. They had a tough round against the Cavaliers. I mean, it's like both those teams are even, right? I mean, it's like both those teams are like a star player away from really contributing to that squad and taking them to at least the Eastern Conference Finals, contending to make a finals appearance, right? So not completely far-fetched. I know Magic's been a laughingstock for a while. I don't look at them as a laughingstock. I look at them as a growing stock, honestly. Okay, so the best team for him to go to is, of course, the Philadelphia 76ers, right? I mean, you get rid of Tobias Harris, you insert Paul George, you pair him along with Tyrese Maxey and a healthy Joel Embiid. That team is coming out of the Eastern Conference. I don't care what the Knicks have done. I don't care what Boston Celtics has recently done. Those are both good teams. I don't care what Milwaukee should have done last year or what they plan to do next season. Paul George, in my opinion, if he goes to the Philadelphia 76ers, he immediately makes them, a top 2 championship contender with a healthy Embiid. But then that's the caveat, right? You leave one team. If you leave the Clippers, he doesn't sign with the Clippers. You leave a hurt Kawhi all the time to go to a Sixers squad where Joel Embiid is going to break down towards the end of the season, and he's going to limp through the postseason, and you're not going to have 100% Joel Embiid. Could next season be an outlier where Joel Embiid is able to be healthy throughout the season and postseason? That is a huge bet that I won't take. But if he is going to be healthy, and he is going to be durable and last the regular season and go into the playoffs and be healthy throughout, Paul, that's a smart decision. But Paul George himself has been injury prone. But yeah, so look, this is fresh. Paul George is smart to opt out the contract. You got to fill out your options, right? Right after this, they're saying that the Clippers are going to be exploring Klay Thompson. Good luck with that. Maybe they'll be able to pay Klay Thompson what he wants, but definitely not, Paul George type of money. And maybe they might have some money to get other free agents to build that roster around a broken down Kawhi Leonard. But if I'm Paul George, like if you don't care too much about being at home near your fam in LA, the Philadelphia 76ers makes the perfect sense, right? Okay, look, Pennsylvania taxes is slightly lower than California. Okay, you can go there on a 2-year deal, right? And see what you can do, right? Or he wants to have a max year, so they could offer him the max. And Daryl Morey, Paul George is Daryl Morey's type of player. He likes stat guys like Paul George. He likes analytic guys like Paul George. The mid-range 3-point guys like Paul George. You know what I'm saying? A few years ago, he was willing to make a crazy offer to get Jimmy Butler while he was a GM, or at least president of basketball operations at the Houston Rockets, right? So Daryl Morey is going to pull out all the stops, right? Will it be enough to convince Paul George, the West Coast dude, to come out east and play for the 76ers, right? I think that is the best landing spot for him. And of course, second, the Magic, what they're building. And then thirdly, I mean, look, like I said, Clippers, you're not winning the title re-signing with that mess over there with Kawhi Leonard purely because of him, right? So let me know what y'all think about Paul George opting out. And if he does really do leave the Clippers, which of these two teams, Sixers and Magic, do you think he's a better fit on, man? Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'd like to know what y'all think about it, man. I'm out.